Next on Newsmax Prime, a red alert for the boys in blue, more revelations on the ISIS-inspired attack foiled in Boston. Ray Flynn and Bernie Kerik discuss. Also ahead, Rick Perry makes it official. He's once again running for president. And another poll confirms the continued popularity of Ben Carson. We'll discuss both those stories with our political panel. Plus, Michael Reagan and Dan Bongino join us. Newsmax Prime for Thursday, June 4th starts right now. Welcome into Newsmax Prime for this Thursday. I'm J.D. Hayworth. Of prime interest tonight, crime on the rise. After a nearly two-decade drop, the crime rate in major cities across the U.S. has skyrocketed, and many are blaming what is being called the Ferguson effect. More on that in a moment. But first, targeted by terrorists. As police continue to investigate that plot in Boston, we learn those terror suspects reportedly wanted to behead Pamela Geller, the woman who organized that anti-Muhammad event in Garland, Texas last month. She was on CNN this morning, and she had a dire message for all of us.
They're coming after me for violating the Sharia, for violating the blasphemy laws. And they mean to come after everyone that doesn't abide by, voluntarily, the blasphemy laws under Islamic law. They're going to come for you too, Chris. They're coming for everybody.
That chilling prediction. For more now, let's bring in our panel. First, from Boston, the former ambassador to the Holy See, Ray Flynn. Ray, of course, also the former mayor of Boston, from whence this latest terror threat emanates. And Skyping in from New Jersey, we're pleased to be joined by former New York Police Commissioner Bernard Kerik. Bernie, of course, the author of the bestseller, From Jailer to Jailed, My Journey from Correction and Police Commissioner to Inmate 84-88804. Gentlemen, thanks for joining us on Newsmax Prime. And Bernie, that message from Pamela was disturbing and haunting. They're coming for all of us. Do you get that feeling too?
Well, I think, first of all, I want to make clear, I don't agree with Pam's message that every Muslim is a terrorist. I don't think that's the case. But the radical Islamic movement, I would have to agree with what she says. They want the demise of Israel. They want the demise of Christianity. They want everyone to abide by Sharia law. And anyone that doesn't, they believe that they have the right to kill them. So that part of the message, I think, is true.
Ray, what is your take on what Pam Geller had to say and what Bernie had to say just now?
Yeah, I agree with Bernie. I don't necessarily agree with Pam on that point of view at all. But what I do subscribe to is supporting our police officers in these changing cultural times in America. The police are not the enemy. Ancient laws directed at Christians and people of faith, people in the West. I mean, that's the hatred that it's on display today. It's almost like ancient law versus traditional American values, and that's the challenge we're in here in America today. It's not the police who are the enemy. Those outsiders are the enemy who's trying to change America.
Well, Ray, a disturbing case in your own backyard there in Boston. But it turns out the FBI and your own police force had a pretty good handle on what was going on. So was it a combination of intelligence and background work, coordination with the FBI and the Boston cops, a little luck, or a combination of all of the above, in your opinion, Ray?
Well, I think we'll find in a lot of cases, J.D., it's a lack of coordination and communication between federal authorities and local authorities. In this case, there was a lot of coordination and a lot of dialogue, which I think really brought this situation to a conclusion, a successful conclusion, although some of the family members are protesting the comments made yesterday. Look, the police commissioner of the city of Boston, Bill Evans, was not intimidated. And what he did something else, and that is he was very transparent. People use that word, but rarely did they actually implement it. Bill Evans, what he did was he showed the video to community leaders, black leaders, Muslim leaders, and they all saw the video, and there was no speculation, no hearsay, no words that he got shot in the back or he was attacked by the police. We saw it, our people saw it directly. End of the story for the most part. And that transparency saved the situation in the city of Boston. And Bill Evans, as far as I'm concerned, and the police officials who handle this are heroes in terms of how they handled this situation yesterday.
Bernie, as I listen to Ray, I'm hearing two things: communication and coordination. A police commissioner or someone leading a law enforcement agency in a major city has to be acting with a lot of folks and interacting. So you saw what happened in Boston in terms of reaching out to the community, but also this coordination with the FBI. Is that coordination between local and federal law enforcement the silver lining amidst all of this?
JD, honestly, that's going to be the success of fighting terrorism in this country in the future. Boston happens to be, just like New York and just like LA and some other major cities around the country, Chicago, where we have joint terrorism task forces that are consisting of, that agency, that city's police detectives, state police, and federal agents. In this case, that's what you had. The intelligence communications between the local, the state, and the federal agencies are far better than it's ever been before. And I think this is a demonstration of why we have to keep moving in that direction. There can't be separate authorities. There can't be lacks of communications. That's what's going to get us hurt. And I have to comment on the ambassador's comments. Commissioner Evans was transparent. He was aggressive in getting the facts out to the community leaders and to the public. And I think that saved Boston from a bunch of this chaos and conflict that we've seen in the past around the country.
Fair enough. Now, let's go to our other story of prime interest, the so-called Ferguson effect. And let's take a look at some of the numbers in terms of inner city crime. In Baltimore, shootings are up. This is a comparison year to year. Shootings up in Baltimore, 82.5%. In Chicago, a city plagued by violence, shootings are up 40%, again, this year as opposed to last. New York City, murders up 20%, and LA, violent crime up 25%. Now, Bernie, especially I'm interested in your take, given the fact that in your new book, you've seen law enforcement from both ends, if you will. Do you believe there is such a thing as the Ferguson effect, that police are standing down in the wake of civil strife?
I don't think it's as much as the police standing down as it is the leadership having the police back off intentionally. We saw it in Baltimore, and I think the result in Baltimore is a major result of the mayor's comments on letting the people do what they want and really going after the cops in a very aggressive manner, not supporting the cops. And we're seeing it around the country. You cannot let the thugs and the drug dealers, the gangbangers and the gangs, you can't let them control the communities. And that's what we're seeing a lot of. When you take away the programs of success that we've had that started, especially in New York City from 1994 on, when Mayor Giuliani took office, that resulted in an 83% reduction in homicide in mostly minority communities.
And let's talk to another big city mayor, Bernie, about that. A minute remains. Ray Flynn, the leadership at the top, political leadership, giving the police the support they need. Your take on this?
Well, it's more than giving the police the support that they need, and that is very important. But let the police officers do their job. Let the police commissioners do their job. I saw what happened in New York. I see what's happening in Boston. The police, we have great police leadership, and so the men respect them. And the mayor should step away. Gentlemen, ladies, do your job. Keep the city safe. Do what is necessary to prevent crime, protect innocent people, not pander to the media and not pander to criminals and violent protesters taking control of the street.
That is where we'll have to end it. Ray Flynn, we thank you from Boston. Bernie Kerik, author of the book From Jailer to Jailed, we thank you for your time. Coming up next, Dan Bongino. Stay with us.